We go 1 for 3 on the 3 best prop bets for UFC Jacksonville, and I'll take the L on the Gabriel Santos by sub. That one didn't seem like it was really going to hit after that first round went down, but the Chepe Mariscal and Trevor Peek fight to not finish under 1.5 is an absolute travesty. And the fact that fight even went the full 15 minutes is beyond me. I really expected Chepe to go out there and really push the gas in that second and third round. Hadn't even gotten that far and eventually get the finish. But man, the durability on Trevor Peek and the better cardio, which is something I wasn't expecting from Trevor Peek as well, really kept that fight goes to decision spot in play. I think that line was like plus 600. I could be wrong there, but that was the first time Trevor Peek ever went the distance, and the first time Trevor Peek has even seen a third round to begin with. But crazy that under 1.5 did not hit. But what did hit was the plus 145 on the Brendan Allen to win by submission. At times it looked like he was going to win by knockout, but thankfully he went back to Old Faithful, that jiu-jitsu, and wrapped up the neck and got the submission victory. So shout out to Brendan Allen for at least giving us 1 out of 3 props. I got another 3 best prop bets for you guys this weekend for UFC Vegas 76. Just a quick reminder that the MMA Fight Archive is absolutely killing it. About to hit 40 subscribers within 2 months of this damn thing launching. So appreciate everybody that's been checking out, realizing that that is the number one place to go and do any of your research for all of the upcoming events that we have, whether it's UFC, Bellator, PFL, CFFC, LFA, Cage Warriors. We got it all. Contender Series starting in August as well. We got you guys covered. As many links as can be found, as human possibly can be found on every single competitor on those cards. We got you covered. 7-day free trial. Link in the description below. Make sure you guys check it out. All right. Let's get into the 3 best prop bets for UFC Vegas 76. And the first one we're going to go with is Mr. Bruno Ferreira to win by knockout. I believe that line is currently sitting at minus 125, and I think he's going to have major success closing the distance here against UFC newcomer Nursultan Ruziboev, where he'll be able to land that big bomb that he just so emphatically did against Gregory Rodriguez in his short notice debut back in January, but also as he's been doing in pretty much every single one of his fights. Even if he can't close the distance effectively enough, which I don't think he'll have any trouble with, especially considering that Nursultan, although taller, doesn't really do a good job of keeping distance and keeping opponents at bay. Even if he does, let's just say in a hypothetical world, Nursultan does have a success in terms of keeping his range and his reach. I think that we'll see Bruno look to take this fight to the ground and look to pass to a dominant position, which I don't think will be too hard for the BJJ black belt. And from there, he'll start to Hulk smash as he normally does. And that's how he normally picks up his victories. So give me Bruno Ferreira by knockout sitting at minus 125. The second best prop bet that I have for you guys is for Mr. Ismael Bonfim to win inside the distance, and that currently sits at plus 100. For those of you that remember the Elizeu Zaleski fight for Benoit Saint-Denis, you'll remember that Zaleski inside the distance was inches away from being cashed had it not been for the incompetent referee that was involved with that matchup. That referee ultimately got let go from the rest of the event. I believe he had a couple more assignments left on the card, but it was so close for Zaleski to finish that matchup. It should have been finished. With any other referee, that fight would have been finished. But what just goes to show in that matchup is if Benoit cannot get his grappling game going, he is completely lost on the feet. And he's going up against a significantly better technical striker in Bonfim, who methodically picks his opponents apart and then eventually finds that knockout blow or that barrage of shots to get them out of there. I fully expect it to be a knockout for Ismael here, but taking the inside the distance in case of a club and sub opportunity at plus 100 plus money, it's a no-brainer for me here. You can take that minus 300 from Bonfim, go ahead and parlay it where you want, but if you want to extract as much value as possible, taking him to win inside the distance, probably the best way to go about it. The third best prop bet that I got for you guys for this weekend is Miss Melissa Gatto to win inside the distance, and that currently sits at plus 130. The most recent finishes or losses on Ariane Lipski's record have come via KO, and a lot of that has to do with her opponents getting her to the ground and then smashing her from on top. I fully expect Melissa Gatto to be successful in that. Her pace, pressure, and ability to dictate the pace is going to be too much for Ariane Lipski here. And even though she's coming off a career best performance in her last matchup against JJ Aldrich, this is a completely different puzzle that she needs to solve against Melissa Gatto. I fully expect Gatto to just take charge in this matchup, not allow Lipski to get comfortable. And if there is any trouble on the feet, I fully expect Gatto to successfully get the fight to the ground and then do her best work from on top, eventually finding a TKO victory. But inside the distance, plus 130, not a bad way to go about it, just in case she finds a submission opportunity and takes advantage of that as well. There you guys go. We got the 3 best prop bets for UFC Vegas 76. And honestly, I feel like all 3 are going to hit relatively easily. Fingers crossed. Hopefully I can report back to you guys next week with a big smile on my face and say, I told you so. Good luck on all your action this weekend, folks. If you guys want to get breakdowns for tomorrow's Cage Warriors card as well, I have breakdowns for those on my personal Patreon. Check that in the description below for the Lock of the Night Patreon. But if you're looking for direct fight links to do your own research, that's where the MMA Fight Archive comes into play. You can find a link to that in the description below as well. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Like I said, good luck on all your action. And I'll see you guys again on Monday for the UFC 290 MMA Lawcast episode. Full card breakdown. Big fight week coming up right now. Can't wait to break it down for you guys. Peace.